Gross. And at this point, the fact that the left continues to hang on to Lena Dunham just like they hang on to Linda Sarsour is just demonstrative of the fact that they don't care about middle America. They don't care about people who disagree. They want the heroes that they want, and it doesn't matter if those people are garbage heaps. Those people must be upheld. It doesn't matter that Lena Dunham is a personal dumpster fire. They're going to continue to label her just the woman of the year. Amazing, amazing stuff. But that's just another great story from the Lena Dunham annals of joy. This is Ben Shapiro, and this is The Ben Shapiro Show. Lena Dunham continues to be Lena Dunham. And one of the things that is amazing about Lena Dunham is that Lena Dunham actually thinks that she is some sort of poetic genius. So she's now written a poem. She's now written a poem called Monday After March. Monday After March. Here we go. From Human Potato, Lena Dunham. Donald Trump only recognizes the humanity of women who look like his daughter. But after this weekend, he better know that we are all his daughters. Rebellious ones, the kind who steal the car keys and the wallet and sneak out before we can be stopped, the kind who F with his friends and flirt with his enemies, the kind who turn it out and rage out, the kind who don't give a bleep what our daddies think and recognize the way so many fathers have failed us. Okay, so if we're going to talk about fathers that fail, why don't we start with Lena Dunham's father? Really, let's start with Lena Dunham's father. Lena Dunham's father apparently put up pictures of vaginas all over the walls of her New York City apartment growing up. Lena Dunham's father apparently saw nothing wrong with his daughter, even while his daughter was sexually abusing his other daughter. Lena Dunham's father was this kind of Art Nouveau, ridiculous, she leftist, and he brought up a daughter like Lena Dunham, who thinks that males are the worst thing ever. So if we're going to talk about bad dads, let's start with Lena Dunham's dad, because clearly he did a crappy job at raising his daughter. I love the fact that she says that we are all Donald Trump's daughters. Donald Trump didn't know that. I mean, he's not paying enough child support if that's the case. I like that she says that they're the kinds who steal the car keys and the wallet and sneak out before we can be stopped. Her idea of feminine independence is being a 15-year-old rebellious girl. This may be the problem with Lena Dunham's life. Maybe one of the reasons you're so miserable, gal, is because 15-year-old girls are not typically particularly happy, the kinds who steal the car keys and go out with their friends. That's not the hallmark of happiness. And when she says that this is the fault of fathers that have failed us, that we don't care, it says the kind who don't give a bleep what our daddies think and recognize, the way so many fathers have failed us. Maybe you should care what your parents think because your parents are wiser than you sometimes. First of all, Donald Trump is not your daddy. It's amazing. It's amazing that even the folks on the left, they worship government so much that they can't even acknowledge that Trump isn't their father. Right? Yesterday, we had a whole spiel about this with Kellyanne Conway. Government is not your parent. Donald Trump is not your dad. The media is not your mom. But Lena Dunham is so ensconced in this leftist worldview that Donald Trump is her father, and it gives her an excuse to act like a bratty teenage child and go out there and rage about her vagina for no apparent reason. It's pretty incredible that Lena Dunham is considered a up-and-coming voice on the left, a person who spoke at the Democratic National Convention. You want to know why the DNC continues to fall apart? They continue to fall apart because they give respect to ideological, ridiculous people, just ideological clowns like Lena Dunham, who thinks that this represents some sort of deep art rather than the angst-filled musings of a diary-writing 15-year-old girl with an absentee dad. It's just insane. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show. The best story of the day is this story about Lena Dunham, and I would just be remiss if I didn't lead off with it because it is so grand and so glorious, and she is such a terrible person in every way. This, of course, is Lena Dunham, the wildly unattractive star of Girls. The reason that I point out that she's wildly unattractive is because she has said in the past that if you find her wildly unattractive, it's because you're sexist. No, it's because you have eyes. So Lena Dunham, apparently, she's lied about a bunch of things in the past. She said in the past, the star of Girls, she campaigned with Hillary Clinton. She has said in the past that she was raped by a Republican named Barry. Not true. She has said that she did not abandon her dog. She just was given a dog that had a history of being abused. Also not true. And now her latest story, her latest iteration in her stupidity cycle, comes courtesy of American Airlines. On Thursday, Dunham tweeted that she overheard two American Airlines employees speaking about how they believed that the transgender agenda was terrible for children. Horror! Shock! No, they must be stopped. It's just too terrible. She tweets out late last night, quote, "At this moment in history, we should be teaching our employees about love and inclusivity, American Air. That was worst part of this night." Everything that she does is always about the drama, right? Oh, it's the worst thing that ever happened. It's just the worst part of the night. I can't handle it. And American Airlines wrote back, "You have us concerned. Please meet us in DMs with your record locator and details." What they really should have said is, you have us concerned. Please see a psychologist as soon as humanly possible. And then she started DMing with them. And here's what she said, quote, "Hi, I heard 2 female attendants walking, talking about how trans kids are a trend. They'd never accept a trans child, and transness is gross. I think it reflects badly on uniformed employees of your company to have that kind of dialogue going on. What if a trans teen was walking behind them? Awareness starts at home, but jobs can set standards of practice. Thanks for your consideration." So in other words, there were 2 women walking along talking about one of the hottest issues of the day, trans children, right? Kids who believe that they are a member of the opposite sex. And these women were saying, I would not accept it if my child said that they were a member of the opposite sex, which is perfectly rational, since you shouldn't really accept that because your child is not a member of the opposite sex. You should look for treatment. And this idea that as a parent, you should accept this new idiocy foisted on Americans by leftist society, it's just dumb all the way through. But she says, big sister Lena Dunham, big sister, the one who said that she once pleasured herself next to an 11-year-old sister. So she's not just big brother, she's big sister, and the best kind of big sister. Big sister reports that to American Airlines. What if someone had been walking behind them? Someone was, and she was a terrible person. So she reported that. And then she said, I wasn't flying American. This was at JFK, and I was in a terminal with American attendants. And American wrote back, do you know what gate this was at? She said, I was in the arrivals hall coming from gate B30 to baggage by the Hudson News across from the wine bar. Okay, Stalin. I mean, my God, just reporting people for having normal conversation in the hallways at JFK, like this is what this has come to now. It wasn't manifesting in their behavior toward trans people. It wasn't manifesting in how they treated any of the trans customers. It wasn't manifesting in anything, even assuming all of this is true. They said, thanks for the info, Lena. We're passing this along to our team to review. And she wrote back, thank you. And then she wrote, hashtag across from the wine bar. So now we're now like targeting and tracking down anyone who has wrong think. I mean, this is Orwellian garbage.